Good morning, everybody. Today you are going to see a video on LogiLab SDMS overview. This video is about LogiLab SDMS product overview. You will be able to see the core functionalities of LogiLab Scientific Data Management System. LogiLab SDMS is a mature and proven scientific data management system. It has been designed mainly to capture, catalog, archive, instrument raw data and metadata along with human readable data and tag data in a manner such that the data can be indexed, cataloged and archived for long-term purposes. LogiLab SDMS is very good for interfacing your laboratory instruments by capturing data from any analytical instrument, be it a PC-controlled instrument or a standalone instrument. Data can be captured and archived. LogiLab SDMS is a secure file storage system. It stores all the files in a FTP server in a secure manner, and any metadata related to the files are stored in a SQL Server database, and both the data and metadata are in a central server. LogiLab SDMS has been designed for integrating external systems like LIMS, ERP systems, or an electronic lab notebook system. There are appropriate middleware tools available for integrating external systems through the LogiLab SDMS system. Looking at the architecture of LogiLab, you could see on the left side that there are some instruments which are controlled by a PC-based software which are generating files for raw data, and metadata related to those files are also generated by the instrument software. LogiLab SDMS can capture both the raw data and metadata and store them in a central repository. The human readable data is created as a PDF file and stored in the central repository. On the right side, you could see standalone instruments like balance, pH meters, titrators. These are small instruments which normally have a serial port or a LAN port available. You can connect the serial devices via a serial to TCP/IP converter hardware boxes. On one side, the instrument serial port is connected. On the other side, the converter is connected to the LAN port. The data from such standalone instruments are captured and stored as individual files in the central FTP repository. The metadata related to the instrument data, like which user collected the data, which instrument generated data, is also stored in the SQL Server database. Coming to a snapshot of the functionality of LogiLab SDMS, LogiLab SDMS has a scheduler, which is an automated scheduler for capturing instrument data, and LogiLab SDMS storage structure is exactly a duplicate copy of the original folder structure followed by the instrument software. LogiLab SDMS also has a push and pull mechanism for pushing data from the source to the server, as well as pulling data from the server directly, so that you don't have to install anything on the instrument PC. All your data is being stored in a FTP server, which is the backbone for the entire system for file storage. Tagging is a concept where you will be able to tag the instrument data with appropriate metadata before being captured. LogiLab SDMS also supports electronic signature. Authorized users can place electronic signatures on appropriate records with the username, password, and a reason with the date and timestamp is recorded. There is a small workflow tool where users will be guided to follow the workflow when they review and approve the results. LogiLab SDMS has full traceability. There is an audit trail module which records each and every event happening with respect to upload of data, download of data, restoring of data. Okay, LogiLab SDMS has a full-fledged audit trail which is compliant to 21 CFR Part 11. LogiLab SDMS has full traceability. It has a built-in audit trail for recording, uploading of data, downloading of data, restoring of data. All of these activities are 100% audit trailed with date and timestamp, along with who did what and when and why. The audit trail contains events with respect to upload of data, download of data. There is a 100% log of each and every file that is being uploaded to the system. Even if there are any failures or failed reattempts, the system will audit trail each and every event that is happening inside the system. There is a full traceability of all events within the system with respect to 21 CFR Part 11. LogiLab SDMS is also designed for integration with external systems. It has the appropriate SDKs, APIs, and RESTful services available so that external systems can be integrated along with LogiLab SDMS. This slide gives you an idea about the data lifecycle inside the LogiLab SDMS. Instruments start generating data, and these data are creating files, and these files are being stored in the central repository. Before we capture this data, the files can be tagged. There is a concept called tagging where we can record metadata related to the data about to be captured from the instruments. So you can have your own tags like which project, which batch number, which product for which you are going to generate data can be tagged and then captured. Once data is captured, there can be reviewers, approvers of data to check the data generated by different instruments, review them, approve them, and release them in the electronic system and place their electronic signatures as well. LogiLab SDMS can also be connected to a BI tool for getting more information about the data being generated and stored inside the system. Today being the world of digital data integrity issues, an appropriate BI tool can give more information on the risks that are being taken by the GMP facility to understand if there are any data integrity issues that have arisen within the system. This slide gives the core functionality of LogiLab SDMS. LogiLab SDMS has been designed for any laboratory of any scale and to enterprise scale architecture. The core functionality of LogiLab SDMS is the scheduler. Scheduler can capture data generated by instruments. Schedulers can be configured with respect to time, as well as there is a live capture module available as and when data is being generated and not being used by any other software. LogiLab SDMS scheduler will capture the data and send it to the server automatically. The scheduler can also capture data from standalone instruments which only have RS-232 ports or a TCP/IP port or an RS-232 device connected to a converter with TCP/IP. And LogiLab SDMS can support any file format. There is no limitation on the type of files that can be uploaded inside the LogiLab SDMS. LogiLab SDMS also supports tagging of data. That means you can add metadata to the data to be captured. That means there is a pre-tagging capability as well as post-tagging capability. Pre-tagging means you should be able to tag your data before you capture your data. Let me give you an example. If you want to capture data from a balance, it is better to do a pre-tagging. That means you record which sample ID for which analysis, whether it's the weight of the standard or unknown sample, can be tagged before you capture the data from a standalone instrument like a balance. Post-tagging is very good for PC-based instruments where the instrument might generate the data file at any point in time. Once the data has been uploaded, users can manually tag the data with appropriate metadata. The scheduler also takes care of version control of data. That means if at all a data has been generated and again the same data is opened up with the original software, and if you do some small modifications in the original software that modifies the original data, then LogiLab SDMS understands that this is a new version of the previous file and it will automatically version control and generate a new version of the old file. Live backup is a very advanced feature of LogiLab SDMS where as and when data is being generated, the system will upload the data to the server. There is a file type watcher, which is a unique feature where you will be able to watch unique file types. Let's say if you want to watch Excel files, you can set up the scheduler to watch Excel files generated by the particular computer or a laptop at any location inside the desktop. The moment file is generated, LogiLab scheduler will know that you have generated the Excel file and it will automatically upload it to the server. You can watch the audit trail where each and every action that is being performed by LogiLab is recorded in the audit trail database, where you will be able to see the upload records, download records. Easily, you can filter your data and see all the audit trails that happened for different instruments by different users. All these things are conducted by different Windows services that LogiLab SDMS runs on desktop computers. These Windows services are meant for uploading of data, downloading of data, restoring of data, as well as watching the file types. These Windows services are fully protected in terms of integrity. Even if any user stops these Windows services, is also audit trailed by the SDMS system. SDMS Explorer is one of the most used functionality by end users. This area is similar to a Windows Explorer. So anybody who uses Windows will be able to appreciate using the SDMS Explorer. SDMS Explorer will display the file content inside the SDMS server. And if you notice, SDMS Explorer mimics the folder structure of the original instrument software's folder structure. This is one of the core features of LogiLab SDMS. You don't have to change the folder structure for storing inside the LogiLab SDMS. The LogiLab SDMS will mimic the original folder structure. There is a controlled access to the Explorer for viewing data. That means only authorized persons can view the data inside the software at any point in time. Only when you provide appropriate user rights, you will be able to view your data. Explorer is very easy, as simple as the Windows Explorer for navigation. You can navigate based on the instrument and go across different folders and view the different files generated by different instruments. And you could see there's an automatic versioning. That means if an instrument file was versioned, you will easily notice that there are multiple versions for a particular file. And you can also watch the version history for each and every file that got versioned. Users will be able to download the files provided they have the rights to download files. Users will also be able to restore the data. There is a difference between download and restore. Download will simply download the data at any location that the user points, and it will download only a specific file. Restore can be used to restore all the files related to the original structure. That means if a instrument has 10 folders, and if you point at the topmost folder and say restore, it will restore all the data below the top folder, and this can be used as a restore method for viewing the data in your original instrument software. LogiLab SDMS tag-based templates is also a very unique feature where you will be able to create templates based on your tags. That means you can have meaningful way of viewing your data. The templates will help you in viewing your data in a more meaningful manner. Let's say for a quality control lab, you would like to view the data based on the product and batch number. You can create a template based on the product and the batch number as the template for viewing your data. There is a workflow tool available which will allow you to review and approve your data based on your user roles and rights. Users will be able to review and approve data generated by different instruments and users. There is a content search available in the Windows Explorer where users will be able to search data based on the file names, file types, file contents and things like that. CFR Gateway is a very important tool, very unique tool developed by Agram Technologies. There are many instruments out there in several laboratories across the world which do not have appropriate access controls, CFR Part 11 related controls. How to handle such instruments? CFR Gateway is one unique solution which will help laboratories to meet the data integrity guidelines provided by US FDA and the MHRA of UK. You will be able to manage non-compliant systems in a more meaningful manner in a controlled environment, and you will be able to achieve 100% protection for your data from being deleted or renamed or modified. And also there are special Windows functionalities like copy paste. Typical Windows functionalities like copy paste is controlled by the CFR Gateway so that you don't have the authority to. CFR Gateway gives 100% protection to your data. This means users will not be able to delete data, rename data, or modify data without the knowledge of CFR Gateway. Now that FDA and MHRA have taken the risk-based approach for data integrity, business intelligence has become more important in terms of identifying any potential risks that GMP facilities are taking. LogiLab SDMS BI platform will be able to show any risks that are happening inside the system by way of having dashboards so that users can easily see all the events that are happening. You can review audit trails inside the system, and also you can integrate with external systems like ETL based systems so that data from LogiLab SDMS can be pushed to external systems. You know that SDMS can handle raw data and metadata. Both types of data can be captured by the system. You will be able to pre or post tag your data. You will be able to capture human readable data in a PDF format. LogiLab SDMS provides a virtual PDF printer driver. Whenever you are going to print a report from an instrument, you will be able to use the LogiLab printer and print a PDF file and capture that PDF file into the SDMS system. The server side, as I was mentioning about the mimicking of folder structure, the system will be able to show you the virtual data structure at the server side. The system can do version control of data. Users will be able to easily download or restore their data, as well as search data and retrieve data at any point in time. LogiLab SDMS uses FTP technology as the backbone for storing all its data in a central repository. The instrument data capture method can be push or pull. There are several instruments where LogiLab SDMS monitoring services cannot be installed. Let's say, for example, the old XP operating system. LogiLab SDMS services can run on the server and pull data from the XP machine or a Linux machine into the server. The push mechanism works in a way where LogiLab SDMS upload services are installed in respective client PCs, which are monitoring the instrument generated data, and once they find the data, they push the data from the instrument side to the server. This means LogiLab is very unique, where you will be able to do push and pull data generated by the instruments. At the same time, LogiLab allows you to maintain your original instrument folder structure, which is being mimicked at the server. As I was telling earlier, FTP is the backbone, where a secure FTP is used for storing all your data, and your data integrity is protected since it is a secure FTP server. Data can be restored at any point in time and can be recreated similar to your original folder structure. The restoration can be done for any previous version of data stored inside the server. Human readable data is a mandatory item to be captured as per 21 CFR Part 11. So whenever there is a report generated by an instrument software, you should be able to store this report in a human readable format. LogiLab SDMS provides a virtual PDF printer. Once you have finalized your data inside the instrument software, you will be able to print the data to LogiLab's virtual PDF printer and generate a human readable PDF format of the report. You are watching the SDMS Data Explorer slide, where you could see the virtual source folder structure, which is mimicked at the server side. On the first panel tab, you could see the instruments. On the second tab, you could see the data generated by the instruments. And the third tab gives you the metadata related to the specific instrument file. It's very easy to watch the data inside the SDMS Explorer. SDMS Explorer is easily accessible by authorized personnel, and you can easily search through the data. Only authorized persons will be able to view data inside the system. It's a role-based access. Also, data can be logically separated by creating multiple FTP storage systems. That means if you are a quality control lab, you can have your own FTP server. If you are a research and development lab, you can have your own FTP storage system. If you are a method development lab, you can have your own storage for FTP and provide restricted access to people across different divisions. Explorer also has the capability to go through a workflow for review and approval. Whoever has authority can review the data and approve the data and place their electronic signatures on the instrument generated data. LogiLab SDMS has a very powerful scheduler, which is the heart of the system. The scheduler can do time-based data capture as well as live capture. The scheduler can pull and push data from a UNC path. The scheduler can handle the complete tree of data generated by instruments. Some of the instruments can have very complex folder structures. So you can point at the topmost folder structure and capture the entire tree for storing inside the SDMS server. You can also create very advanced configurations like client-side data file deletion policy. Whenever you want to hold your data for a certain period of time at the local computer, then you may want to set up a client-side delete policy. That means, let's say your SOP has a policy of deleting all local files within 1 week of generating the data. Once the period crosses, the system will automatically delete those files. There are also features for server deduplication of data. That means whenever you capture data which has lot of duplication of data, you can specify how many previous versions you would like to retain in the server. This kind of facility is good for database oriented applications where you are capturing the database itself for storing inside the SDMS. There is also facility to protect files from being deleted or modified. The moment a file is being modified, a specific file type is being monitored, and if it is being modified by any user, the system will automatically identify that it has been modified and it will automatically version them. There are also other features like move of data. That means you can say all the files generated by the instrument needs to be moved to the server. That means there will not be any local copy available in the instrument PC. So there are several features which you will see when you start looking at the scheduler in a more deeper manner. Tagging of data is a very unique feature of LogiLab SDMS. This is where the SDMS plays its important role by capturing metadata related to your data. That means you are going to identify or provide additional metadata for your instrument generated data by entering batch numbers, sample types, projects, sample ID, whatever metadata that is suitable for your data. You can create your own tags and enter those tags in a more meaningful manner so that you will be able to search your data at any point in time. You can view your data based on your tags. There is a tagging template also available where you will be able to view your data based on a tag template. You can search based on tags. So let's say you have entered the batch number for all your data. You can simply enter the batch number at the search panel. The system will easily search and find all the records or files related to a particular batch number and show you all the files in one go. There is also a parsing engine available for extracting data of interest from instrument output. This is how we interface analytical instruments. The parsing engine is a very powerful tool which can read through the instrument data and extract data of interest and store them as a unique metadata or field inside the SDMS. This metadata is available for any external system to be used. Let's say you would like to send the results of a test from a specific instrument to your LIMS system. LogiLab SDMS parsing engine will parse and extract the data of interest as a unique metadata or a field, and this field can be sent to external systems like LIMS system from LogiLab SDMS. Mobile-based data capture becomes very important in a typical laboratory. Capturing the metadata using a mobile device is very interesting tool where users will be able to contemporaneously record the metadata related to the data to be captured from a specific instrument. When a user is about to capture data from a specific instrument, the user will be able to use the mobile-based application and easily select the sample, the test, the batch number, lot number, whatever metadata needs to be linked to the data to be captured from the instrument can be easily set up by the user using the mobile application, and lock the instrument for capturing the data based on this metadata entered by the user. Mobile device applications are very interesting for laboratories which are very busy these days, where user need not go to a specific terminal to watch the data being captured from a specific instrument. Typically, if you see in a balance room, only the balances are available, no other devices are normally installed. For example, there is no desktop or a laptop installed in a balance room. So the user does not have enough tools to record the metadata when entering a balance room. LogiLab SDMS mobile application can be used by laboratory scientists to easily set up the metadata like samples, the tests, the batch numbers, the sample IDs before they capture data from a standalone device. And at the same time, while they are capturing the data, they will be able to view the data that was captured from the specific instrument in the mobile based application. And this becomes a contemporaneous recording of metadata as and when the data is being generated, which is becoming the norm set up by US FDA and MHRA to follow the ALCOA principles of contemporaneous recording of data as and when a procedure is being followed by a laboratory. CFR Gateway is a very unique solution provided by Agaram Tech. There are several instruments which do not have compliance related features in the instrument software. Simple example being user access controls, data access controls. None of these can be available in non-compliant systems. CFR Gateway is a unique solution which runs as a startup application when installed in a specific desktop or laptop. The moment Windows boots, CFR Gateway will be the first application that will run on a particular desktop, and you can configure CFR Gateway to provide access controls to specific software to specific users. This means only authorized users will be able to access the specific instrument software which is not compliant. And we exactly record who used which software at any point in time. The data generated by such non-compliant systems are also protected by the CFR Gateway. CFR Gateway will not allow you to do the normal Windows Explorer functionalities like renaming of files, editing of files, deletion of files. All these things are controlled by CFR Gateway. That means normal users will not be able to rename or delete or modify files without the knowledge of CFR Gateway. Simple and straightforward functions like copy paste is also disabled by CFR Gateway. You don't have to harden your Windows so that users will not have such functionality within the Windows environment. CFR Gateway provides all these functionalities which help any laboratory to become 21 CFR Part 11 compliant and at the same time follow the data integrity guidelines. CFR Gateway today is one of the best solutions for making any non-compliant system fully compliant with GMP, GLP and 21 CFR Part 11 compliance requirements. LogiLab SDMS has a full-fledged user access roles and rights management system You will be able to set up authentication of users based on your domain access controls, or LogiLab has got its own built-in security module where you will be able to create users, groups, and provide rights for users to access various parts of the application, functionalities of the application, or only view the data. Various kinds of rights can be provided. And also password policies which correspond to 21 CFR Part 11 and UDRAL Annex 11 can be set up inside the LogiLab security module with full control over the access to functionalities and data. Only authorized persons will be able to view data when the appropriate user policies have been set up. LogiLab Audit Trail is a very clear-cut audit trailing module which audit trails each and every user action and the system action like uploads, downloads, logins, logoffs, failed logins, password policy. All those things are recorded in the audit trail. Audit trail has features to filter data based on user-based or module-based type of audit trail, duration-based filters are available, and also there is a specific functionality for reviewing audit trails as well, where auditors can review specific audit trails and record them as reviewed by them, which are uniquely marked in the audit trail module itself. Audit trails can be exported such that auditors can take them away as part of their audits. So the audit trail module has a full-fledged date and time stamp, who did what and when and why at any point in time. Any communication failure that happens with respect to instrument is also audit trailed inside the system. Okay. LogiLab's search data and pulling of data can be done by the searching module, where users will be able to search data by file names, tags, parsed output. Users will be able to query and filter data, and at the same time, data can also be pushed to external system like LIMS system, and also data can be pulled from external systems like LIMS system as well. All these features are available such that LogiLab SDMS can be part of your bigger ecosystem where data can be shared from LogiLab to external system as well as from external system to LogiLab, so that it becomes a collaborative system within your organization. What you see now is a slide from the parsing engine where you could see a specific instrument output. There are necessary tools available for you to set up the parser or teach the system to extract specific pieces of data from the instrument output. There is no coding or scripting involved here. Users will be able to use the application and create their own parsers and extract data of interest very easily using our parsing tool. The parsed data is available as independent fields or metadata, which can be used for further integration of data from LogiLab SDMS to external systems. LogiLab SDMS does not use any proprietary technology. The technologies that we use are very standard and they are industrial standard technologies like FTP, PDF, SQL Server database, backend. All of them are non-proprietary systems. LogiLab SDMS covers your entire laboratory. That means all types of instruments, including standalone instruments and PC-based instruments and database-oriented instruments. The system is fully scalable from a simple startup laboratory, single site laboratory to multi site enterprise laboratories. And the system will help you in regulatory compliance with respect to good laboratory practice, 21 CFR Part 11, UDRADX Annex 11. The system has a controlled access to information with audit trail facility. Your SDMS investment will cover your future investments in ELN, LIMS and QMS as well. The data inside SDMS can be provided to these external systems so your investment doesn't go or stop at SDMS. LogiLab SDMS is quick to implement. We provide full-fledged validation services including IQ, OQ and help laboratories when they are conducting the PQ. LogiLab SDMS can be deployed at various environments like analytical method development laboratories, can capture data generated by individual instruments, store them in the central repository, and can be reviewed by various scientists, can collaborate and check the data generated by the development laboratory. R&D labs of different industries, not only the pharmaceutical industry, food, chemical and other industries can use LogiLab SDMS in the research and development facilities. Quality control labs, which are in the regulated industry, are fully benefited by capturing raw data, metadata, method files and reports as well, including documents that they capture can be stored in the SDMS repository. Drug discovery labs can use LogiLab SDMS as a central knowledge base. Clinical research organizations who are doing BA/BE studies and bioclinical studies can store all their data in the SDMS system, and contract research organizations as well can store all their data and metadata such that their customers also have access to the raw and metadata at any point in time.